Okay, hello everyone, it's me, Paigeofmaces, back in Magical Diary, and where we left off, I have 30 demerits, I've got 13 stress, and most importantly, I'm out on a date with the delicious bonbon, Damien, who is, I believe, a raspberry bonbon. So, where we left off, he had taken us out on a date, and we now got to work out what we want. So we can either let him order, pick something at random, ask for a hamburger, or ask for grilled cheese. Right, now seeing as I'm lactose intolerant, that one's out. I think I'll get a hamburger. Hopefully he'll pay, because I've got nothing. I don't want to eat anything I don't recognise. What if it turns out to be baby snails? Well, I think in a French menu that would be le petit escargot, so now you know. And every restaurant has hamburgers in the back for children, right? This is still America. The waiter doesn't seem at all bothered by my order, but Damien grins. Are you laughing at me? No, it is my fault. I should have known you wouldn't be familiar with the range of magical cuisine. Yes, they're magical snails. Oh dear. And since I often have otherworld guests here looking for a taste of the mortal world. He hands me another menu scroll. This one includes corned beef sandwiches, hot dogs, pizza, and hamburgers. It is not a problem. It is a bit of a waste since you can eat that sort of food whenever you want, but that is alright. I guess I just panicked. Don't worry. You can have a taste of mine if you'd like. Oh my. Oh my. A few minutes later, the appetizers arrive. Nothing for me, but for Damien, what looks to be a nest made out of dandelion leaves, containing 4 tiny eggs, each shell covered with a brown spiderweb platen? That's a vehicle in the Age of 5 trilogy. Stop thinking about that. Focus on the game, Paige. Dandelion leaves. I wouldn't think they're that tasty. You really wouldn't want to eat them. Give them to a rabbit, certainly. He picks up one and elegantly places it whole in his mouth, chews and swallows. He's eating swallows? No! You bastard! Would you like one? Yes. No. Let's go for yes. Let's see what this egg tastes like. Alright. He holds up another egg, delicately pinched between thumb and forefinger, and looks at me. Sheepishly open my mouth and allow him to set the egg on my tongue. Oh my. Once it touches me, I realise there wasn't a shell at all. The egg is solid, hard-boiled and peeled. It tastes smooth and smoky with a hint of spice and a numbing tingle on my tongue. Interesting. Sounds very tasty. I want one of these eggs. Give me your eggs, Damien. Give me your eggs. I'm glad that you like it. He finishes the eggs and eats a few strands of greenery, leaving the rest. What, rabbit food isn't good enough for you, guy? Maybe that's why he turned blue. A waitress comes by to clear the appetizer plates, and we wait for the main course. So, I suppose it's time. Oh, he's blushing. What is time? Time? To tell you about where I come from. France, isn't it? Please promise me you won't repeat this story to anyone else. I promise. I promise. It is not easy to talk about. I was born in a bonbon factory and fell in a vat. That is why I'm blue and my hair is purple. You don't have to if you really don't want to. No, I know you. Being who you are, I don't believe you'll judge me the same way. You don't have the same expectations because you weren't born into magic. Neither was I. That was a bit German. What? But you're... not human, but my parents are. You're a changeling? Huh? I knew it. I called it. I'm a changeling. You were swapped as a baby? As far as I know, I don't exactly remember. That explains a hell of a lot. Not why you're blue, though. But you're blue. I think they'd sort of notice. I didn't look like this. I didn't look like this until later. Come on. Words, use them. I grew up always believing there was something wrong with me, that the face I saw in the mirror wasn't right, but I didn't know why. Oh, I imagined all sorts of things. Maybe my parents weren't my parents. Maybe I was a lost prince, and someday my real family would come and take me away. And save me. I think every unhappy child imagines that. He sighs and brushes stray crumbs off the table, not meeting my eyes. Did they come, your birth family? No, I have never seen them. I wish they had. Even if one is a demon, they couldn't be well. When I turned 13, I saw my true face for the first time. I was terrified. I had to learn to hide it and pretend to be normal, even though I knew it was all a lie. So kind of a Harry Pottery vibe going on with him then. I hope his parents didn't stick him in a cupboard and deny him food, because that's just horrible. He didn't mean to be blue. Poor guy. It was quite a shock when I came to Aris and everyone started demanding to know my bloodline. I couldn't tell them, but I didn't want to explain. Why would they even ask? That's rude. It is indeed. Oh my god, Karen, you can't just ask why people are blue. You see, that is why I could tell you this, because it doesn't matter to you. They want to know who I am related to, so they know my status. There aren't that many all-magical families, and they are very proud of who they are. And when I couldn't answer their questions, because I couldn't, that made them think I had something to add. Especially William. His eyes flick back and forth, then suddenly he leans back into his seat and smiles. And there comes the music again. Before I can ask why, the waiter arrives to bring the main course. Bon appétit. The food is good, but my mind is too full of questions to really pay attention. There's obviously a lot more to the story, but for someone who has had trouble trusting others, he's probably told me one he wants to already. I don't want to push him by asking for more. At last he looks up from his plate. Did you know that William was originally a falcon? You can change houses. What? We were hallmates at first, freshman year. He never said that. He probably didn't want to spoil his image by telling you what happened. What, did he actually did he turn into a wolf? Being kicked out of Falcon Hall for starting a fistfight doesn't sound very cool, does it? Ah. A fight with you? Actually, that looks more like a phoenix than a falcon. He lets out a shallow sigh. He kept trying to break into my room. He followed me around, but I wouldn't tell him anything. Well, surely shouldn't, because... Screw that guy. No. Let's talk about something else. Right. Do you come here often? Occasionally, but not for a while. It is much nicer when you have someone to share it with. Ah. You will like the dessert. The apple pie? The dessert? There's only one. Well, it is possible to request an extra if you're greedy, but I do not think it would be good for you. Is it butter? A buttery apple pie? The dessert plate is provided to everyone gratuit, even if you only come for coffee. It is part of the magical tradition of hospitality. No guest should go without. That's nice. It is indeed. Free pudding. Yes. He settles back in his seat and looks at me. Have you ever considered wearing some sort of ornaments in your hair? Some things like that could really bring out the colour of your eyes. I don't know. Oh, I'm kind of wearing ornaments in my hair. They're green hair ties? Or do you think... Are you talking about a tiara? I'm a falcon and we like pretty things. Last year there was a senior in Butterfly Hall who wore a golden circlet with an enormous flower on each side of her head that changed colours as the day went by. Wow, she sounds like a complete Mary Sue. No way in hell am I wearing something with flowers. Maybe like starbursts or something, 'cause I actually own a pair and they're really pretty, but no, I am not wearing a giant thing with colour changing flowers. You should have seen her, she was beautiful, dark hair like a waterfall. You mean it dripped everywhere and made a load of noise? And there was a cave behind it. I poke absently at my plate, then set my silverware down, and allow the waiter to take it away. A few minutes later the dessert plates arrive. Strawberries? Ooh, strawberries. With chocolate. Look more closely. Magical strawberries. I look again. They're shaped like strawberries, but their surface is smooth and seedless and slightly shiny, like candy. Candy strawberries. Glacier strawberries. Num 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 num. Is that marzipan? I've heard the word, but I really don't know what that means. No, it is better. They are blown sugar glass. Careful, they're fragile. That sounds delicious, but marzipan strawberries are good too. I love marzipan. This is me talking personally, not... Seriously, give me marzipan now! Put one in your mouth and suck gently. Okay. I pick up a sugar berry and pop it into my mouth. For a moment there's just a vague sweetness as the sugar melts on my tongue. Then all of a sudden, a burst of liquid flavour. New from Lynx. Acts to everyone else in the world. Damien laughs at the surprise on my face. They are filled with strawberry juice. It's supposed to provide energy. Why doesn't the sugar dissolve? Magic? Magic! After finishing the strawberries, I do feel energised. Woohoo! Lost a load of stress. We chat a bit more, and then Damien pays the bill, trying to hide the amount from my eyes. Then it's time to find a van back to campus. All throughout he's been a perfect gentleman, a friend, and not a hint of anything more. Well, I have to say, the way he fed you that egg. Oh, back in the dorm. Okay, inventory. Star wand we are equipping. Adorable fairy godmother wand is charged with all colours of magic. 5 to everything. Put it on. Very nice. Okay, diary. Secret Glen, bad news, blah blah blah. Okay, spell book. Okay, we've got all of those. Next page. Okay, we've got plenty. Let's go to the next week. Flyers up in the halls have informed us that there will be a special assembly for all freshmen on this Thursday. Sorry, George. No class activities can be scheduled for that day. Okay, what should I do this week? Right, I think I'm going to stick with red, black, white, and let's have a day in the gym. Why not? Or we could sleep. Whoop! Whoa, 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 what the hell happened there? Okay, flies up in the hall, blah blah blah. Yep, we've seen this. What should I do this week? I didn't mean to do that, so we'll just go with what we were doing. And let's study a little more. Done. Activity red magic. Success, 3 red magic skill, 3 stress. Slash. Nice. Activity, black magic. This game 1 black magic, 1 stress. Open, unlocks and opens doors or other objects that are designed to open and close. All very nice. Cost 10 mana? Blimey O'Reilly. Activity, white magic. Success, gain 3 white magic skill, 3 stress. Awareness, cost 10 mana, expands the caster's mind to visualize nearby locations, marking them known. Spirit echoes, 5 mana, can reveal impressions left on a target by strong emotions in the past. Thursday, whoa! Big green flash of light. On Thursday morning, all the freshmen are gathered together in the gym. Good morning, my bright young things. Today is a special occasion for all of you. You're going to get to practice on what you've learned and try some spells out on each other without the pressure of a test or grades. This is an important lesson, because in future exams you may come up against other spellcasters. You need to know how to use magic in combat and how to avoid magic being used on you. Sensible? Will everyone please team up in 2s? There's some jostling and shuffling around. Ellen and Virginia pair off and I end up standing by Virginia's brother Donald. Please pay attention before we begin. I want you to take turn casting spells at each other and blocking them. This is not a battle and you are not trying to defeat each other. Think of it like a game of catch. One of you is the pitcher and one of you is the catcher. You can only pitch when it is your turn, so defenders must only defend and not attack. Also, please don't interfere with with any other pairs. That includes casting spells that tend to be messy. No fireballs or ice storms, please. Target only your partner. I'll be on hand to deal with any injuries and accidents. If you hurt yourself, please call for help. I will be right there. Have fun. Fun? Yeah, exactly. Crazy old bat. I turn to face my partner. Ladies first. I should probably give him an Australian accent like his sister. Ladies first. I'm not sure what to cast. I've never done this before. Cast something with your beautiful new wand. You can do a push spell, right? Sure, that's easy. Alright then, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I start to cast the spell, but suddenly a wave of cold sweeps over my body, and I can't move. The spell fizzles uncast. Ha! I wasn't sure that would work. It will wear off in a minute. As he said, I am free shortly, but my fingertips are still tingling and sore. Alright, it's my turn now. Are you ready? Suppose. Uno, dos, tres. Cast push object, dodge. Let's push object, because that's a decent way of defending, I guess. There's a little jolt, and I feel a sting like a tiny electric shock as Donald stumbles backwards. Ow! Hey, you're not supposed to attack now. I thought it might throw off your aim. Good cover. I guess it might do for a moment after. We work together for a while, trading spells back and forth. Then Donald holds up his hands and leans in close to whisper something. I've got a great idea. When I say go, you drop to the floor and cover your eyes. I'm going to cast something above your head. Don't do that, you idiot. Okay. Go! On cue, I duck and cover. There's a whooshing noise and a burst of heat overhead, followed by screams. What has he done? Has he set the sprinklers off? Donald, you idiot. Donald, what are you doing? He's going to get a telling off. Ooh, you're in trouble. Why, your flaming dragon was very impressive. What the hell did he do? Oh, I missed a fire dragon. I did specifically tell you to avoid large spells. Please don't give me any more demerits, you idiot. Look at me. If poor Paige hadn't managed to get out of the way, you would have hurt her badly. Like he cares. This is very disappointing. You've always been so careful in your creativity. Why would you take such a risk? Stay quiet. I'm not saying anything. I knew what I was doing. Well, maybe you did, but that's still a bad example for the other students, don't you think? I'm sure you know there will be a detention for this. Of course. I'll also have to give you 10 demerits. Me too? Yeah, well. Try to be good now. Ooh, Jacob, put Mr. Arias down. She hurries off to deal with someone else. Luckily there are no major incidents for the rest of the session. Activity, studying, hooray! Gained another smart. Ellen! Ellen is in the room, systematically taking clothes out of her dresser and then putting them back in. What are you doing? Folding my clothes? Yes, but why are you unfolding them first? Because they aren't folded properly. Okay. I guess everyone has their quirks. Oh my god, it's like Sheldon with longer hair and blonde and a woman. Morning, dorm room. Ellen gets up early on Saturday morning and returns after the mail and allowances are delivered. What should I do today? We could study. Don't think going to the mall's a good idea. I've only got $5 and I want to save up for some stuff. So let's just study. The library is fairly quiet, but familiar faces are still present. Let's study with Minnie. Minnie helps me out with my blue magic. Oh yeah, that is the worst one. If we get that up to 20, then I can leave that one off. Close enough. Ooh, stress. I'm gonna have to sleep, I think. Stress increased by 4. Okay. Let's go straight on to next week, because we've got nothing to mess around with those bits. Paige? Yes? Do you like theatre? Plays? Kind of, yes. I don't know, why? Well, the drama club is doing Medea this week, and I kind of want to go see it, but I don't want to go by myself. I have not heard of that play before. I'll have to look it up. What's Medea? Exactly. Exactly. It's a classic Greek tragedy. It's about a witch whose lover betrays her, and the terrible things she does for revenge. That doesn't sound very nice. That's why it's a tragedy. They're doing it Friday and Saturday night, and I was thinking I'd rather go Friday. Is it free? No, it's $5 for students. So do you want to come? Well, I've got $5, so might as well. Yes. Sure, alright. Thanks. I better figure out what else I'm doing this week. Let's stick with our usual. We've got Grabby, we've got... Actually, let's go for that. And then let's go there. Let's go for gym, then let's go for sleep. Done. Activity red magic. Failure, gain 2 stress. Damn. Activity white magic. Success. Gain 2 white magic skill, 2 stress. Activity black magic. 1 black magic, 1 stress. Activity gym. Taking gym. How the hell can you fail taking gym? Sleeping reduces stress. Ah, my eyes. Evening, hallway. Ella and I meet up outside the gym. There are lots of people here, not just students, but ordinary people and families who must have driven up here to see the play. After we buy our tickets, we can go inside. Folding chairs have been set up in rows across the trim, facing the stage. Behind the stage, a giant backdrop painting hangs on the wall, displaying marble pillars and steps to suggest a fantasy of ancient Greece. At least it looks like a painting. It's probably an illusion, so it's got to be a lot easier than having to paint something so huge. Indeed. We find a place to sit without anyone too tall in front of us. That's always a that's always a bitch, that is. I'm probably the tall person that most short people get stuck behind unless I sit at the back. Because I'm 5'11" and somewhat wide, so it's I'm always very conscientious of where I try to sit. Because it's annoying. I know how they feel. So after a while the show begins. ... It was every bit as tragic as Ellen suggested, and bloody too. Nice special effects though. Yeah, the story was a little crap, but the effects were decent. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Isn't that Shakespeare? No, it was someone else. You? Cosgrove, I think, from The Morning Bride. She's very well read. I've not heard of that. So what's that one about? Another story of murder and revenge? I worry about her. Sort of. It's complicated. Let me see if I can remember. The rebel leader kidnaps the princess, but then they fall in love and get secretly married, but then there's a shipwreck and she's washed up alone and rescued by her father, the king. So the king wants to marry her off to his ally, and she doesn't dare tell him she's already married to his enemy, and she thinks the rebel fellow is dead anyway. Only he's not, because he washed up somewhere else, and was rescued by a queen who falls in love with him, and the king falls in love with the queen, but they're enemies. So everyone loves someone who loves someone else, and they all try to murder the people they think have betrayed them, and then they feel guilty and try to change their minds. Only it's too late because the plot's already in motion, and they all end up killed by their own assassins. Ouch. Well, that does sound fascinating. I have to give that a go. So the moral, I guess, is revenge is dangerous. It is indeed. It's also a dish best served cold, like a consommé or caviar. Or else don't change your mind. Indeed. Even if a man treated me like Jason, I would never do what Medea did. Well, of course you wouldn't do that. But if someone I love betrayed me, they should be punished. I'd want to forget. Being betrayed is terrible, but trying to get revenge would already make things worse. It wouldn't fix anything that had already happened. You'd just make more people unhappy. The only way to make things better is to forget you ever loved them and move on. Then eventually it won't hurt anymore. Indeed. Eventually. Anyway, thanks for coming with me. No problem. Morning, dorm room. Ellen gets up early on Saturday morning as usual, but while the mail and allowances arrive, she doesn't return to the room. What should I do today? And let's go to the mall. To go for a wander. What should I do at the mall today? Games arcade, magic store, food court. Let's just go for window shopping. Okay, I wander in and out various stores. It's not a very big mall, but there are books, clothes, music and toys, so I keep myself entertained for a few hours. There's a little booth set up in one of the in one of the walkways being staffed by people in the Irish Academy. Capes and in the Irish Academy capes and robes. Looks like they're selling holiday candles. I guess it's coming up to November 23rd. Stress decreased by 3. Hooray! Okay, diary, spellbook, next week. Next week. Morning assembly. Early on Monday, all the freshmen are called together. Good morning, Buttercups. The break begins this week after classes on Tuesday. There will be no further scheduled activities until Monday the 2nd of December. If you are staying through the break, the library will be open and meals will be served at regular times, as well as the feast on Thursday and some organised activities. Oh yes, it's Thanksgiving. I forget this is American. If you are leaving and you need to leave before tomorrow evening and you haven't already made arrangements, please talk to me after assembly. Now there is one more thing. For those of you who are wild seed, if you are leaving, this will be your first time away from the comfort and protection of Iris Academy. You are witches and wizards, and the people around you out there are not. The choice that you made 3 years ago still stands. You may not reveal our secrets to the outside world. You must not discuss or display magic in front of anyone who is not one of us. Not your old friends, not your families, no one. What about my bitter enemies? If you betray our trust, you will not be allowed to return. And we would miss you. Now, I'm sure you have a busy week ahead of you, so I'll let you get on with your schedules. Okay, so I've got 2 things left. I might do blue magic just to get that up to 20. And white magic, I think. And I think we will do the Thanksgiving thing next time. So I'm Paige of Maces, TTFN.